Welcome back to the Alley Cats Anonymous, aka the worst show on the internet, the ADCC update show. I'm your host, Trey Robinson. We got Papa Reed over here in the nice pink, whatever vibes he's bringing. We got Uncle Corey over there on the side desk, and then we got a very special guest today. We got Owen Jones, the kid himself. Everybody give it up for Owen.
Wrap it up for Owen. Thanks for coming, Owen. Hell
What's up, Owen? Jeez. What's going on, man?
What's going on? How you good? You good?
Yeah, for sure. Glad to have you here at the ADCC update show. So obviously, you're a trials champion. You've been getting ready. You're here in Austin. You said you're going to be in America all the way up to ADCC?
Yeah, I'm staying in Austin all the way from now to ADCC. Yeah, I'm just going to stay in Austin, train that B team, and yeah, get ready for some scraps for sure.
Yeah, how so far? I know you've been to America before, obviously.
Yeah.
But what's the vibe like in America versus over across on the other side of the pond?
Yeah, so it's nice to be fair. I feel like people are definitely nicer here, like more friendly for sure. It's hot.
Yeah.
Bro, it's like 33 degrees, 35 degrees today, I think.
We don't even know what that means. This is America.
That's a lot of, it's good, it's high. Basically, London's cold, here it's hot. Yeah. London, it was like raining the other day. Here it's just nice, sunny. And yeah, the training's good here. It's like high level guys for sure. Like compared to London, it's like very hard to get good training. Whereas here, I feel like it's very easy to get a lot of good guys in one room, which is ideal for just getting better, right? So it's pretty sick. Yeah, bro, feeling happy to be here for sure. The only issue is I don't have to drive.
Oh, yeah?
This is a dilemma.
Yeah, I had to send this guy an Uber. Like
I was a baddie, bro.
Yeah, I had to hey, can you go pick up my baddie? He's at this address. I was texting the Uber driver. I was like, man, just make sure and take care of him, all right? Anything he needs, maybe
give him the aux.
Yeah, pick him up a Whataburger. I don't know, give him some real text, give him a charger, but
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. But yeah, sick to have you here in studio.
Yeah, we've been trying to get Owen in here for a while now, or we've been wanting to get Owen in here for a while.
Sure. I actually think the first ever episode of this podcast, we mainly talked about you. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I've seen it, of course.
Yeah, he knew.
I was sent that clip back. It was sick.
But
I was like,
yeah, I think we might have even done did we use you as a guest at Grappler? I feel like we
Yes, you did.
You
put me with wasn't it Marcin?
Yeah, the Polish Punisher.
Polish guy,
yeah. But mainly because I remember just after that Euro trials, we kicked up this show and we kind of recapped and everything. But like the biggest thing about it for me was you winning and then you posting the picture with the champagne bottles just in the club, double. And I was like, damn, this dude's kind of sick. Like this dude might be a sick addition to the ADCC roster and everything. But
that's actually how I got out to B team for the first time. So like, I remember I won the trials. I went back to London. I went to a club called Taboo. Little shout out to Taboo, yeah. So it's like a club in central London, Mayfair. It's like, he had the 2 bottles of champagne. I think I tagged Craig, and I was like, how's my form? And then he DM'd me, asked me to come out to B team to train for like a month straight after for the Who's Number One. So I was like, right. See, partying gets you out to America, accommodation. Like I'm a bad bee, bro. Listen, it's all coming together.
It's all over.
Yeah. Get looked after.
For sure. Well, throwing it back to the original episode where we had you as a guest at Grappler, we got a couple guests at Grapplers lined up for you, but this time you'll be on the other end. You'll get to be picking. Let's go ahead and pull up that first one if you got it ready. But yeah, I mean, a lot of things change after ADCC trials, huh?
Everything. Like, because before it was like I was mainly a gi guy, and I didn't get much from winning stuff in the gi because it's obviously it's just not as popular, right, with the people. So the minute I switched to no-gi, being able to win like kind of like the biggest tournament in Europe, right? I mean, it is the biggest tournament in Europe, and then just like changed everything. People want you for seminars, people want you to come train. It's like you can train everywhere for free. Everything's kind of like fall into place. So yeah, it's pretty sick.
For sure. All right, we got this graphic up over here.
I got this one off the rip.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
You think you know this one, Owen?
Yeah, I mean it's Pato for sure.
Okay.
I feel like it's Fabricio's face on the inside, but
what do you guys think?
Yeah, we're on easy mode for him.
Yeah. This is easy mode.
Easy.
Fabricio and Pato.
In my division, but these are my prey.
I've been studying that face.
Dang, all right. Okay, not my best work.
Yeah, this one's
my bad.
You got
yeah.
Switch it up.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and show the answer to this one? This one is, in fact, Pato and Fabricio.
It's like
you bled out the AOJ.
No, that's not AOJ. That's his old sponsor. So
like when you put them together, they don't look like a good grappler. I feel
no,
like
they don't. look a little goofy. Sometimes these dudes end up looking a little goofy. Sometimes they end up looking cool.
I think mine will look pretty goofy.
The one with you, yeah. Super goofy. I remember that was like my big takeaway. It was like, dang, maybe these dudes are gonna get mad at me because this one looks kind of rough.
I remember the Gairbeg one. That one was horror.
Yeah,
Gairbeg's always peak.
So yeah, that was easy.
Who's number one title fight coming up here on Thursday, right?
That's
here.
right.
It's gonna be an exciting match. Good to watch.
For sure. How much do you watch dudes in your division just all the time when they compete in other stuff?
dudes in my division probably more than anything else, right? Like I follow probably the top guys like Pato, Fabricio. Obviously now like the Corway brothers are there, Ethan's there. So like these people who are like Dorian, the people who are at the top of the division I watch, but they don't compete that much, right? So it's like maybe they could be on the odd super fight shows or they do the ADCC Opens or trials. Like I've watched these sort of matches, but like also feel like sometimes it's bad if you watch too much because you kind of like get too much into the game. It's kind of just better to focus on my own stuff and then just trust the fact that I'm going to beat them pretty much.
For sure, dude.
Riding on that.
Makes a lot of sense. I think so. We went to London and we kind of linked up with you and stuff. Still need to drop that video, so you guys keep your eye on that. I will drop it before ADCC for sure. But it was a really cool video. But the thing hanging out with you, seeing you kind of like train, and then you did some stuff with Corey, fixed my game coming out of that, surprised me. Was like, I thought you were very cerebral. I don't know why I didn't expect that. You know, no offense, but you were just like very cerebral. You were thinking through everything. Like you knew so much and were like very good at talking about it. So it made me curious, I guess, just about kind of like your origins and like how you came up, because obviously you're just kind of like, for like everyone in America, it's just, oh shit, now there's this new purple belt kid who won trials. For sure. Like, what led you to that point? Where were you training? How did you kind of get started in jiu-jitsu?
It's funny you say that to me. Everyone does say that when they first like train me. They always think I'm just like a just like natural like movement. But like I do think things through. But there's obviously always going to be that element of like kind of not thinking and like just doing stuff. Because like if you're thinking too much, you're going to be left behind, right? But a lot of times I think I know what I'm doing. And like even jiu-jitsu, like the reason I started was actually because of my sister. So my younger sister's like got ADHD and she's like super crazy and whatever. So they were trying to find something to calm her down a little bit. So they put her into jiu-jitsu. And I was been doing sports from super young, you know. I was doing like, I think I played around like gymnastics. I did a lot of rugby growing up. I played like rugby was probably the main sport I took seriously. And like I did like to a decent level, to be fair. And I was always dabbling in different sports, tennis. And I was quite athletic and I was always exceeding in these sports, right? And then to kind of like help my rugby, I kind of started the jiu-jitsu thing with when my sister started. So then I took her to a couple of sessions. They managed to like drag me into one of them, and then I was like, from then I was kind of hooked onto it, you know. Like after the first session, it was just like a thing where I just kind of fell in love with it, and like I kind of the process of learning, you know, I did like enjoy getting better, and like I always liked being on top, and I always preferred the gi, like the kind of technical aspect of the gi. But then as things kind of progressed, I kind of like started to fade towards no-gi because my style kind of excelled more in that, right? Because in the gi, I lost a lot of matches by like being stalled in 50-50, lapel guards, stuff like this, where I was getting like stalled out, like losing by an advantage, stuff like this, whereas no-gi is kind of more free and like there's more movement-based stuff, right? And then, yeah, it was all of this, like just doing the sport. I was honestly not taking jiu-jitsu seriously until after lockdown. Like I was kind of thinking about doing rugby mainly, and then like before the end of lockdown, I kind of like stopped doing rugby. I was working in construction actually before like lockdown finished, and I was doing like a bunch of different stuff, and didn't think jiu-jitsu was going to be a proper thing. And then like my academy I train now, which is Apex Jiu-Jitsu in London, they like kind of took me in after lockdown, right? Like so Elliot and David, who are like my two main coaches, right after lockdown, they like brought me into the gym, and like they were like, oh, okay, we're going to do this full time, you know, start teaching, training, trying to compete to a high level, right? So like before lockdown, I generally didn't think I was going to do jiu-jitsu like full time, right? Wow. Because I was always told it's like no money really, and it's like and the gym I was training at wasn't the most high level, didn't have many like people competing at the highest level. So it's like, it was kind of locked down, everything was fading, people were just trying to make money, they were like trying to save members and stuff like this. So the minute after London, they kind of brought me in, they started training. In lockdown, bro, the best training ever, because everyone could cross train, because no one really had academies and responsibilities, no one was really paying bills. So all the best guys in London were just training in one building. It was just so sick. And then I got progressively better, took a couple trips to America. This was very important, I think, for my progression, right? Like when I came, the first time I actually came, I trained with Gabriel Souza for like 3 months before my first gi worlds.
Where was that? Is that in California?
North Carolina.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
this was my first like proper like stint in my jiu-jitsu, you know, where I got significantly better. It was like being in a room with good guys and just training with better guys, right? It just makes you better at jiu-jitsu, period, right? Like you can train with bad people and be technical, but you're never going to get those like right reactions, those hard rounds. Whereas the minute I kind of started training there, and I was training with Gabriel, Vinicius, a lot of these guys who trained there, I definitely came back and felt like a massive spike in my jiu-jitsu.
And at that time, that was probably all in the gi, right? Like you were training.
It wasn't actually, because
Really?
it was gi for 2 weeks, and then after gi worlds, he was getting ready for his match with Mikey.
Oh, okay. So
So
this is
this
like
time.
this is 2021.
Yeah. I was
That'd be
teaching
no
him leg lock
championship.
defense, and he was like teaching me loads of passing and wrestling and stuff like this. So it was like we like kind of got along quite well with this. And then he obviously had a great performance, managed to sub Mikey. It's pretty sick.
The greatest.
That was
the greatest rivalry.
Yeah, the greatest rivalry in jiu-jitsu, huh?
right now.
Yeah, so that was pretty sick. That was kind of like the first proper camp. And then obviously I went back to the gi for a bit. I did like a season at purple belt, and then after purple belt worlds is when I switched to no gi, getting ready for trials. And before then, I had the match with Fabricio Andre on Honor, which I lost sad times, but we'll get that one back. And then, yeah, that's kind of when the no gi thing started going off. And the Fabricio match was important for me, you know? It was like, I had the match, and it was like a massive realization that like, the best guys aren't that far away, you know? Like, it's definitely, these matches are winnable, you know? Like, trials is winnable. I also fought Ash Williams one time in like a All-Stars, he beat me 2-0. But that was more like, I didn't feel like he was going too ham in the match. He was kind of cruising a little bit, but it definitely seemed attainable, you know? Whereas in the gi, I've rolled with like the best guys in the gi, and they were always just smashing me. I was like, wow, I'm so far away. But the minute I switched to no-gi, I'm just having competitive rounds with the best guys, and like just progressively getting better at no-gi and like getting more understanding for it. And then obviously I had the crazy trials run, beating Ash, and basically beating everyone actually. Deagle, Ash.
Yeah.
Main guys in the division, I think I beat them, right?
Yeah, Cam Donnelly.
Yeah, apart from, the only guy I didn't beat was Sam McNally, but yeah.
What
You got Sam.
when was like the first time that you started getting hip to ADCC and stuff? I guess what year did you actually start training? So you said like
I started
during
training when I
COVID
was
is when you started
13,
getting
right? So probably 2017 maybe.
2017.
Yeah, it's been 6 years almost. In October, I think.
6.
Wow,
So
that's
yeah.
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Killing it.
This guy also started in 2017, so I don't know. You know, still a chance.
Still,
for
yeah,
me.
go. Things
Still
coming,
waiting
huh?
to blow up.
Yeah.
Any day.
Gonna win trials. That's the one.
Are there anybody like that you like looked up to or watched kind of on the come up or?
Mayram and Fabricio Andre were the two ones who I was like mainly studying and watching. Like I enjoyed both of their styles, like very much like aggressive, on top, stand up, right? This was all I did in the gi. I played no guard. My guard is horrible. It still is horrible. So like I was always playing like on
That's why
top.
you learned reverse close guard, huh?
This is why I started cheating. Started using hacks. But also no-gi's so easy. I have good tricep genetics, so I'm good at pushing. So this is the key for no-gi. If you can push people away, you get your guard back. In the gi, you have to be able to pull with lasso grips and collar grips. My lat pull's not that great. My tricep extensions, sick. Like I push everyone away.
The major differentiator.
Now we get
Yeah,
it.
this is the major one.
get
Gi
it.
and no-gi is if you have great pulling strength, you're a gi guy. If you have great tricep extension,
Yeah, you're a
no-gi. All right.
no-gi guy.
I
Yeah,
gotta go
yeah.
get tested, figure out which maybe I'm doing
You
the wrong
got
one.
yeah, maybe you just got the crazy lat, but you can't push no one. If you got a dead bench, you gotta stay to the gi, man. You gotta keep rowing.
So you were watching a lot of Fabricio and stuff, kind
Fabricio,
of.
yeah.
Those guys
Yeah,
are
Fabricio, Mayram.
kind of deep cuts for around that time.
Yeah.
Not too many people watching them at that time.
It was all like, but I didn't start watching jiu-jitsu until like after lockdown, right? Like,
Yeah,
bro,
okay.
the first 3-4 years of training, I did not watch any jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
It was all like, because I was still so new, I could learn from the people around me, right? Like I had Elliot and David who were studying jiu-jitsu and kind of like just relaying information to me, right? I'd always been with them kind of from the start. So it'd be like, David and Elliot would be like practicing like a new lapel technique or a new guard or something new. And then they would just show it to me and then I would just like apply it in comp, right? So rather than actively trying to seek out learning myself, it was kind of learning through them for the start. And then when no-gi, I started getting a bit better and then like kind of have to take learning into your own hands. So at like a certain point, even though like you can learn from the people around you, kind of have to develop your own style and this sort of things, right? And that kind of came in more towards the end for sure.
It seems like your passing style is a lot like Gabriel Souza's. How much of that camp like really
Yeah, for sure. Like literally is, I just like, obviously he's very good, but I kind of like took what he was doing, like the concept he was doing, and then kind of like modified it my own, like thought about it in more depth and kind of like put a lot of effort into making it better, because a lot of these Brazilians are super sick at passing, but they're not very good at explaining how they pass. So this was the main thing that I tried to like learn and incorporate, was like actually being conscious and knowing what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, rather than just like circle to north south and dive your head, right? Like they're getting better at like explaining it for sure, but like when I was first there, it was more a lot of intuition, right? Which is what the best jiu-jitsu guys have, right? Even like the J-Rods or the Ethans, all of these guys like just have such good intuition with technique rather than pure like Mikey who's like super technical. But like I would definitely rather be a J-Rod than a Mikey.
Really?
100%, bro. Mikey's unique, man. People don't look at Mikey and go, he's cool. People look at J-Rod like, that's sick. You know when he's like jumping out of double legs, he's jumping over people's head. This like sort of athleticism, like I like for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
good point, I guess.
Dynamic.
Very dynamic.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah.
exciting to watch.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
when people like come up to me and they say, "Oh, you're just strong" or "You're just fast," I generally prefer that, because that means that just my strength alone or just my speed alone is better than your technique. That's a feat. That's a stat. 100%.
Kinda
Heck
sick.
yeah.
That's a stat. If you came up to me, "Oh, you're super technical," because I've rolled with super technical guys who have won nothing, right? Or they're not good at competing or they're not good at this, right? Whereas the athletes are the people who win the tournaments, right? Like the PJs of the world who are like the JTs who are just like super physical and they can put it into competition, right? The super tacticians, there's very few of them who are actually out here like winning the major competitions right now, right? Like if you look at all the divisions, the Rotolos are winning, Mika's winning. These guys are like just like freak athletes who are just super strong, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. And I do think, I mean, it's kind of cool that you bring that up and talk about it because I think that's an aspect maybe of jiu-jitsu that isn't addressed as much because everyone does want to be like the hyper-technical, you know, small guy.
I don't use any strength. I don't use any speed.
But like, to be honest, like there is a point, and I feel like this is like a big difference between like competitors and hobbyists and stuff. Like sometimes you got to go out there and just beat a dude up. Like, you know what I mean? Like competitors go out there and they'll just beat a dude up and like win. Like, I mean, I guess a recent example is like Michael Pixley competing at West Coast Trials was like, you're just going out there and like, I'm just gonna beat these dudes up, you know.
Forcing Darce jokes.
Yeah, it's just like your neck's gonna hurt after this, bro, and that's that because I'm winning this match. So it's kind of a cool aspect. Cool hearing you talk about like that aspect. I switched now. I want to be a dude who I also want people to think I'm strong and fast. So all these dudes I train with, bro, I'm just gonna start cranking.
Yeah, just start bullying them, bro. Big body, big body. That's
all snap down.
Yeah,
the mat,
for sure.
Just freaking breaking dudes' nose and stuff. But
that'd be nice. Cross facing them into oblivion.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I got another Guess That Grappler that's on deck for you.
This one's going to be harder,
Well, now I think this one's going to be even easier, if I'm being honest. We'll see how it goes.
You thought the first one's hard?
Yeah. Honestly, you might just be the best Guess That Grappler player of all time. Like, what can I say?
It's a pretty tough game.
Yeah.
For sure.
Look at this. Look at this ugly mug, dude. What's this guy doing?
It's the boy.
Guy does jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
That's not a good look. I mean, that's my face for sure.
You think so?
Yeah. And that's the boy Taylor Fairman. Look at his ears are fucked. Oh,
he's got gills in his ears.
Yeah. Sorry, Taylor. The bruck up.
Could you guys get that one? You think you guys would have got that one?
I saw Taylor. I didn't see Owen in there.
You didn't see Owen? He's sitting right here.
I was going to guess, bro. Raul Rojas Jr. And
just the little one fluff. That's all I can recognize.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you want to go ahead and show the answer, this is Owen Jones, obviously, and Taylor Perriman. Taylor, one of your boys, right? I think you
can't put two people I know in there. This could be easy.
Well, I kind of wanted to set this one up just to talk about Taylor a little bit because
go on.
Before the second European trials, you kind of told us, you were like, Taylor's the dude you guys need to be watching.
Yeah, bro.
Taylor's going to win 88, and he did. He went out all subs. And
I was so sick and tired of him beating me up and winning nothing. Bro, I just remember him in the gym. Bro, for the longest time, bro, they're like the best guys in the world come, Andy, Murasaki, all these guys come train, and he'd be having competitive rounds with them, and like he'd be rolling me and just beating me up. He's rolling with like Ona Flang and having competitive rounds with these guys. He's just winning rounds with like the guys who were competing at the highest level, and he would go to tournament and he would lose like narrow loss, like one advantages and like kind of like these 2-point losses where he's just kind of getting like outclassed in a way where they're like they just understand the rules better and they're like positioning themselves better, scoring the points and like stalling him out, right? He's getting outstalled basically, right? Just by competitors. And then it was just I felt his no-gi was getting more and more like, it was to the point where I felt like he couldn't even get stalled out at trials, right? At ADCC is going to be definitely a lot harder, right? He's going to be fighting these guys who are way better at stalling out, like the Bedonis who are way better at not getting entangled and these things. So it's going to be definitely harder for him there. But I knew in the trials division, like it was generally, I thought it was either going to be a Faris or Taylor win. Those were my two favorites to win the trials in those divisions, right? Just because I've trained with them both and I know they're both like competing at the highest level for sure. Yeah, and Taylor's having like competitive rounds like Ona Flanagan and all these guys. I'm like, surely you're gonna win the trials. Like, you're just the best guy there. Like, if you're not winning, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And then thankfully he performed how I expected and subbed everyone.
Yeah,
pretty sick.
Got it done. Looked incredible. Honestly.
Yeah, bro, he looked sick. Yeah, the Adam Wazinski one I was surprised by actually. I knew he'd win. Did not think he'd blast him like that. To be fair, he fucked him up.
He's been in the game for a while.
Yeah, he took out Vagard real early, and I was like, oh, Taylor's going to be a problem all day.
This match was generally the one we were the most worried about, right?
Vagard
stalled him out, and he would have wrestle fucked Taylor for sure. Just blasted him. But it was like 40 seconds left in the match. Taylor gets like deep on the outside heel, and just blasts his leg off. I was like, thank God. So good.
So I've got this this kind of theory that I think makes sense to me. I want to get your opinion on it because it seemed very obvious to me at the European trials that like jiu-jitsu and the kind of cycle of techniques evolves differently on different places of the world. Like in Europe, you know, K-guard really came out of Tommy and that camp, right? And
yeah, for sure.
K-guard develops into one thing and people start countering that, and then you get the fishnet. and like that develops over there, whereas
fish
like different leg lock positions develop over here. And I think like every sort of continent.
I have a
has its own
theory
cycle.
on this for sure. I think the Europeans are like, a lot of it is based on like, I feel like Nogi specifically I'm talking about, a lot of it's more open guard work. Like De La Rivas, reverse De La Rivas, like Berimbolo is this sort of like inversion game sort of thing where you're trying to entangle people that way. Whereas I feel like in America, like when I train here, no one really wants to play bottom, and everyone that plays bottom plays like butterfly guard and wrestling up. No one really plays like these loose guards, because I feel like traditionally the European guys are coming from the gi, the Tommies, the Espins, like these guys come from the gi, right? Which these open guards are way more effective than playing these butterfly guards, right? And it's kind of developing and more fading. Obviously, the Adam Wazinski is a example of like someone who plays butterfly guard, but there are more open guards, I feel like, in this sort of scene, right? Like the Europe scene where people are playing. Like I play a lot of De La Riva, Taylor plays a lot of open guard, Tommy plays almost exclusively open guard, you know? Like this is kind of the European style of playing guard and doing jiu-jitsu, whereas Americans more like wrestling up, butterfly guard. So you kind of develop these positions where it's like key master and like these like sort of like lasso variation stuff like this, I think.
I would say you even see more closed guard maybe in Brazil, or more like
yeah, for sure. They love that. Like it's just classic jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just Mika's just made it the most effective thing ever, right?
Do you think like Americans playing in that style is probably like due to the wrestling influence? Obviously,
I think it's
like
probably due to John Danaher, to be fair. It's just like all he's ever talked about is like butterfly guard, inside position. It's just like he's like super inside position only. So everyone's kind of like following his lead anyway in like all the academies. Obviously, apart from like 10th Planet who do the nonsense, but like everybody else is kind of playing inside position. Then 10th Planet's like the exception of doing like crazy stuff like buggy chokes from bottom side control. This like
for sure,
kind of like playing more with jiu-jitsu, right? Yeah, so I think this is probably why. Yeah, because even Brazilians, they play almost exclusively open guard and closed guard, right? They don't really, I don't see much of them playing like shoulder crunch and butterfly and like, or wrestling up even, right? It's kind of developing now more, but like that's kind of the Americans that are fading into the American system, right? Whereas like if you take the like Brazilians from Brazil, they're all playing open guard, right? Where Brazilians who are in America and like kind of training in America, they're kind of drifting more towards this style of jiu-jitsu, I think.
what's like the next thing up coming out of Europe? Is there like you guys got some secrets over there going on?
Like
new positions?
New positions or like a little star?
Maybe a little bit of both. Give us some new positions and maybe a new star.
Well, positions, I don't know. I'm becoming an American. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, American.
I'm gonna get a little visa. I'm gonna. I'm on my way to becoming an American citizen. Start living in America.
Yeah.
Who knows? You know, maybe I'm leaving my roots behind.
You just become a wrestler.
I'm becoming an American. I'm gonna start living here. Start training here. It's gonna all fade into the American. Yeah.
I'd be glad to have you.
Yeah, I'm coming. But yeah, I think new positions. I mean, a lot of the Levi is kind of like taken off with this kind of like Berimbolo crab ride stuff, which I've been playing with as well, which is working pretty nicely. Espin was doing a few good things in his match on Polaris. I saw him playing a little bit like kind of like going back and forth with his open guard stuff, like kind of playing with like this sort of reverse De La Riva like esque position. It wasn't really reverse De La Riva, but it's like kind of like a similar stuff like this. So I reckon a lot of open guard Berimbolo stuff is coming for sure. Obviously, I feel like straight footlocks are becoming more of a thing as well now. Like I feel like if you
Shazinski.
yeah, Mateus, Pato does straight footlock. Everyone who like all the good leg lockers now, like even Couch, like subbing, I think he subbed J-Rod with the straight footlock, right? I feel like it just completes the leg locks, you know? Like if you play double outsides, for example, and you don't have a good straight footlock, I can kind of like plant my foot and stay safe from heel hooks just by giving you a straight footlock because I know you're not going to finish me, right? Whereas if you have a dangerous straight footlock, now I defend straight footlock, I'm exposing my heel, I'm exposing wrestle ups. Like it kind of like completes the scenario. At least in my opinion, I feel like this is going to be like an important factor for guard players now. And on top, I feel like outside passing is just becoming the meta for the lighter weights. It's just like passes, getting people tired on the outside, a lot of J-point, north-south passing, fatiguing people, and then just winning, like just basically tiring people out till they have to turtle, until they concede passes, right? I think this is probably the like European metas, or just the metas in general, you know? I feel like Europe's definitely just catching up with the rest of the world. I mean, we're definitely far behind for sure. I'm not going to say we're on par with them, but like we're coming up for sure.
Yeah, I kind of think like the cycle was obviously, you know, like Brazil leads the front and Brazil, you know, was the best and all that. And then America's like kind of closed that gap, especially Nogi, you know, it's kind of now you're seeing American champions and everything. And now Europe is like the next place that's coming up next,
Yeah.
especially like in the last couple of years. It seems like Nogi's gotten so big in Europe.
For sure,
you know?
yeah.
Like I know me and Corey went on like a little Euro tour, visited a lot of different places, and yeah, it just seemed like everybody was doing Nogi. Everyone was talking about Nogi, working on wrestling. You know?
It's a little bit like it's like a way out the hood kind of thing, you know. It's like I feel like I know loads of people. Like one of my good friends, Junior Fernandez, right? He's won Gi Worlds twice and Nogi Worlds once, and like he's still like nobody really knows who he is. He still has to teach a bunch of classes, right? Like he's way more accomplished than me. But like, I won trials once. It's like now I'm just like going through the roof, right? Obviously, there's elements of like social media and personality and all this stuff as well. But you can win so much in like the kind of gi circuit and like not really get recognized for it because so many people have won that medal, right? Whereas when you win ADCC trials, like you get pushed to ADCC. There's like a whole system of them like they're basically boosting your profile through winning trials, right? And through winning big Nogi tournaments, through super fights and stuff like this. So you're getting more money, you're getting more exposure for sure, right? I think this is probably the main reason people are trying to like cling on to this like exposure and this money and like trying to claim to fame through Nogi, right? I think this is what people are going for.
I think some of it too is like trials. There's no belt at trials, right? So you at the time of purple belt are going up against black belts, and there's like, you know, at any worlds there's 18 world champions across four different belt divisions.
For sure.
So you're talking about 50 world champions, whereas the trials winner that's the one who beat everybody, all the black belts, all the brown belts, all the blue belts, all the guys that shouldn't have been there, all the guys that should have won it.
Yeah, it's like there's only two people from 6'6" in Europe that won those trials, right? Me and Gerbek. So it's like there are clearly two like, outstanding athletes from the trials, right? Whereas obviously, as you're saying, there's loads of people doing gi worlds, right? For sure, this is a factor, 100%.
It kind of like puts you now in this like elite group that it's like you're instantly validated.
Instantly in
what I mean?
top
It's like
10.
no one can be like Owen Jones ain't the shit because like he won trials.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's like, you know what I mean? It's like that's just a fact. And like Corey said, it's like, dang, who's this half Welsh purple belt kid who beat up Ash Williams, you know, turned on his own
Turned on his own brother. It's true, yeah. For real.
That's what that was.
I've been hunting him for a minute.
Yeah,
God, I
like,
won.
I didn't really know who you were going into trials there, but like just like seeing your confidence and the way you're calling out Ash and everything, it was like, damn, who is this like purple belt who's just come onto the scene and just killing everybody and is so confident? Like, where did you go into trials knowing you were gonna win? Or
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. But I feel like every tournament I've ever gone into is like I've always thought I was gonna win. Like even when I fought for Fabricio, I was like, oh, I'm gonna beat him. Like I feel like if you're going into a match without, obviously there's always the possibility of losing, right? Like I'm not saying you're never gonna lose, right? And like it'd be silly to think that like you're unbeatable, but like if you're going in there and you don't think you're gonna win, it's like you're automatically putting yourself on a back step, right? You're already losing the match before you step on the mat, right? So I've always thought about I've always just thought when I'm going to comps that I was going to win. I was the best guy in the division. But especially at 66, I was like, everyone I was training with at 66, I was winning the rounds, right? Like, so that also built my confidence, right? And I was doing well with higher guys and like, it was kind of good as well because I felt like I was like almost off the grid a little bit as well, even in like the UK scene, because I was doing good on the UK scene. I had a couple matches on Polaris and like people kind of knowing who I was. And then I kind of like didn't compete for a while and just focused on training. And then I kind of came back like definitely like a level better, you know? And now I'm a level better than I was then. So it's like just constantly getting better is so important as well.
Yeah, because I feel like it's kind of like it's not common to see jiu-jitsu guys like be that confident, to be honest. Like I feel like a lot of jiu-jitsu guys kind of are a little heady and
A lot of autism.
you know, they have that like the humble, like jiu-jitsu teaches you to be humble and not to be like too outspoken and stuff. So like, do you feel like maybe like the rugby or some of the other sports that you did kind of helped you with it in that?
Yeah, and I've always liked like the Conor McGregors of the world, you know. I've always enjoyed like watching those like kind of like the UFC like trash talking sort of thing. Like that's always intrigued me, you know. And also, bro, like playing video games as well, you know. This is actually a factor because if your boy beats you at FIFA or something, you gotta attack him. You gotta start. It's a verbal war. So this is what built the skill set of the trash talking as well.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I always enjoy it, and I've always thought it's like every MMA match and every jiu-jitsu match that I've wanted to watch has always been because there's been trash talk, right? The only way you can like kind of get popular and be humble at the same time is if you're like a Khabib or something who you're just dominating everyone and you're like just saying nothing, right? But like there's certain people like if you're not cleaning up and you're humble, you kind of get forgotten about a little bit, you know. So keeping your mouth loud and like kind of being in the picture like this is important as well, you know?
Yeah, I loved it.
For sure. Definitely makes it more exciting. I also just think it gives fans of jiu-jitsu just something to watch, but also something to like relate to and grab onto. You know, they can watch you talk about this stuff and be like, oh, I wish I talked shit like that or whatever. You know, so they can see a little bit of themselves.
Oh, he called his shot and then backed it up. Like, damn. Like,
this is the thing as well. I'm always playing life on the edge. I'm always calling people out, and I'm like, this could end up. Like, it could end up in like a Jasmine situation where I didn't even know that match was happening, and then Jasmine's like talking shit about the basic bitch knee cut and then gets knee cut. And it's like, now you're on the end of a highlight reel by Theon, right? So it's like you could end up.
But you watched it.
Yeah, and
Bro, I didn't know the match was happening until she started talking shit. This is what I'm talking about. Wagner's good at talking shit as well.
That's the game, right? People know who Jasmine is now, and like that's
I'm the best. Come on.
Every athlete should be doing that, right? Like part of your job is to be on the mic and like make people want to watch you, and like they should want to watch your jiu-jitsu. But if they don't want to watch your jiu-jitsu already, and you sell that match, like.
It was the same with like the Dominic Mejia match, right? That match obviously was boring. It wasn't like a very entertaining match, but no one really knew the match was happening until the press conference before, and there was a little bit of like back and forth, and then people were like, oh, who's this kid? Who's that kid? Who's like, what's going on here? I didn't even know this match was happening, kind of thing. And that was like a prelims, right? We weren't even on the main card, and it kind of became like a massive thing that people wanted to watch.
You also will talk crap during the match, right?
Yeah.
I noticed this because I was cutting a highlight of your trials run. And like during the Ash Williams match, I was like, this dude's talking the whole time. Like you can see you almost look at the camera and give it a little smirk at one point. I'm like, what's this guy doing? This guy's crazy. But you wanna go through and watch your trials run?
Yeah, we can do.
Talk us through.
You're allowed to talk during the match as long as it's not to the ref, right?
Yeah.
So I love it. I was talking to Robert.
At ADCC, you might be able to talk
to whoever
anybody
you want.
I don't know.
Is it?
You might be able to call somebody on the phone, and I'm kidding. But
actually, I can just talk to the ref. Listen, this is 2 points, brother. All that.
Yeah. But yeah, so we kind of cut together just a little bit of a highlight from the trials run. So obviously this was what month was
as we're saying?
It was
September.
Yeah.
Look at that outside guard.
Yeah.
And had the cool kit there for sure.
Yes, the little red kit.
Yeah, the kit made you stand out for sure.
Yeah. My favorite color is red. I honestly I was gonna wear an all black kit, but Progress asked me to be. The red kit was the only kit that no one was wearing at trials, so they asked me to wear it, and I was like, go on then.
Fair enough.
I'll slap it on for the.
I do think there's an aspect where, like, especially with something like this, where it's like a multiple match situation, where having a bright kit. Look at that reverse. You go
reverse close guard, bro. This is what we got famous for.
Dang.
This is the views. This is my first ever reverse close guard submission, I think.
Really?
I didn't even know I was gonna do it, bro. I was not playing the position at all. I like kind of dabbled in it a little bit, and then all of a sudden it was just like first match at trials. I just hit it. I was like, right, this is kind of sick.
This is your shit now.
Yeah. That second match actually I thought was gonna be like not tough, but I thought it would be a harder match. The guy's like a black belt from Italy, I think. I just subbed him initially 9 seconds without a hook. I was like,
that's crazy.
Like, you consider yourself a leg locker? Is that you identify as that?
I consider myself everything but a wrestler. A passer, a guard player, a leg locker. I have good leg locks.
But a wrestler.
Yeah, everything but a wrestler.
Is that the next step? Here, you want the Secrets of Judo book?
See, bro, but the wrestling's coming.
Start reading that. You can get some judo going, huh?
Jeez, little Haragoshi.
Yeah.
Throw them over, throw them up. But yeah, no, it's good. This was a nice match as well. Managed to.
Yeah, you're going up against Diggle here, obviously, who is a leg lock expert. But yeah, I thought my takeaway from this was that you are very comfortable in these leg entanglements and stuff. You know, with
for sure.
High level leg.
I mean, I trained a lot with Owen Flanagan, who's probably the best European grappler. No? What did you say?
After going there and
Joseph, maybe actually. Joseph,
I don't know. Dude, Owen O'Flanagan, he had that presence about him in the room where he was just kind of clowning on everyone and just he was doing a little bit of the Craig Jones where he's just like hitting everyone with bullshit and just making it look so easy where I was like, damn, Owen O'Flanagan probably is the truth. He might be the top guy.
That's rough.
This was a nice pass, this one. Boom. It's instructional material right there, bro.
Why are you wearing spats? What's the...
Spats. These are the magical spats. You know, I had the spat story.
Actually, I don't know. I feel like I've heard this, but go ahead and tell it.
The spat story
People don't know.
So I went to train at a gym in London, and I actually had ringworm on my leg. Yeah. So then Taylor Pearman gave me these spats, right? And then I wore the spats to training, and I stole them, took them home. Yeah. And I didn't give the spats to him. I wore the same spats at trials. This is the trials that I won. These are the spats. And then after I won the trials, he took the spats from me, wore the same spats at his trials, and won his trials with the spats. So these technically are 2-0 against ADCC trials. These spats, these are goated spats. So now we're giving it to his student Will Francis, who needs to win CT6 at some point. He's not allowed to wear the spats until we give him confirmation that he can win. Mm-hmm. Then if he wins, we're going to auction it and we're going to make some money off the spats.
What, one of you didn't want to kind of fight it out for who got to wear it at ADCC Worlds?
Nah, it's okay. He can have it.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Like, damn,
You'll just win that one.
Yeah, I trust I'm not gonna wear spats, bro. I need to be greasy. The leg's gonna be slippery. Stepping out them leg entanglements.
You need to be greasy.
Yeah.
Put a little extra hair, little hair.
Yeah, little wax before. Make sure no hair on my legs.
Shaved up, looking like
Yeah,
a swimmer walking in there.
Yeah, it's for real. But this was bro, I loved the day. It was so fun. It was like, I enjoy competing a lot, right? Even if it's like, not to win, just the general tournament itself, I do enjoy competing.
For sure.
This was the match.
Yeah, this is going into the semis now against
Waiting
Ash
for this
Williams.
Me and Ash were talking shit to each other the whole day.
Little Welsh on Welsh crime.
Yeah. Like after he won his first match, I think he came out to, he's like, oh, I'll see you in the semifinals. And I was like, yeah, you will. And then we were like, after I won my quarterfinals, I pointed up at him from the stands. I was like, I'm coming for you. So it was good. There's some good back and forth.
To make it more fun for you, more serious for you, like what's, when you're in a battle with somebody like that all day long, just like, how's that feel different? How's it make the match different?
I find it's like, I want to win so much more, It's like way more value to winning,
Do you feel like you got into Ash's head?
Maybe. I think it's hard. He's pretty good, to be fair.
Yeah.
And there's also, the reason it was Ash was because he was definitely the best 6'6" at European. Like, it wasn't even close for like the past couple of years, right? He was kind of on a tear when he like won trials, beat everyone, subbed Keith, like subbed Deagle, beat up Keith, right? Like he was kind of beating up everyone. So it was like, he was the guy to beat, right? And even this trials, it was like everyone who was kind of doing breakdowns of those trials, like, oh, Ash is definitely going to win 66, Like it wasn't even meant to be anybody else apart from Ash to win. So it felt good. I almost got armbarred here actually, but I thugged it out. Big body.
Big body. Thugged it out. Used a little bit of that strength I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, and the flexibility. Got my leg back in there. Look. And I think this Aoki was nice. I popped this. This is when I realized he's a dog. He has that dog inside him, bro. He let his foot break so many times. I was like, fair enough. I just Aoki'd him, and like from standing, he's just munching the heel hook, like munching it, and I was like, right, he is kind of a dog. But yeah, it's good, man.
So now it's that was the end of overtime?
This was the semifinal, yeah.
Oh, now you're going to the final. How do you feel now, knowing that you're about to compete in the finals of trials?
To be fair, it was like almost, there was a little bit of like kind of thought I'd already won because I beat Ash, but there was also another element of like the job's not finished type, like Kobe Bryant type shit. Like I was playing the things like up 2-0, but it's not over. So I was definitely confident in this match as well. Like he's very much Cam like only plays kind of like this loose guard, like he's very good from saddle, which I kind of knew. So just avoiding that entanglement and kind of stay on the outside. Like this was in like the first like 30 seconds. I like managed to get to north-south straight away. So I was like, oh, nice. I can pass him in when points come in. Let me just wait a bit. So I was like kind of sitting in entanglements and then came up towards the last bit and just managed to get the pass and then secured it back.
I want to talk about that opening sequence real quick. So, the ADCC finals rule is a little bit different, right? You can't pull guard, you got to wrestle. So a lot of guys will do the strategy where they give you their leg and say, here, take me down.
Yeah.
What's your strategy when somebody gives you a leg and are you trying to bring them down extra hard? Are you trying to like get
I feel like I just lifted it. I just kicked his other leg like Muay Thai style. Just hit him with a good old kick. But the reason he was wrestling me at the very start, and I big bodied him, bro. I hit him with a couple big collar ties, and like I remember after one of them, I felt like the club, and he just stuck his leg up. He told me after, he was like, "You collar tie me so hard." I was like, "Bro, it's the trials final, bro. You're getting everything I have. I'm gonna rip your head off." But yeah, it was good.
Is your whole team there?
Yeah, a lot of this is. Do you know what this is? This is like a lot of like kind of the UK sort of like backing each other almost.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
must be a fun tournament, just all you guys.
Yeah, so everyone from the UK is there. Everyone's from like different teams and stuff like this. But like the minute. Like I was the only UK guy who got to the final of this one, right? Everyone kind of lost like quite early on. I was there with a good group of people. My professor's in the back there holding the flag. And then like after everyone loses, you kind of like all crowd behind the person who's like, everyone wants you to kind of win.
That's cool.
Even if they're hating, they still want you to win, just because you're UK. Even if they don't like you, they kind of just want you to win sort of kind of deal, right? Everyone was chanting. It was pretty hype. Yeah, like even like all of these guys in the back, like just a bunch of UK guys who train around like near where I train and stuff like that, so it's pretty good.
Does the UK beef with another European country? Is there like what knows UK and Norway freaking?
No, I mean the only maybe Poland, but I wouldn't say we beef them, but they're definitely definitely like the closest competition, right? They have like the best guys who train. Santiri trains there, Mateus trains there, Camille Wilt, a few other good guys from there, Marcin's from there. Like I feel like the high level guys come out of UK, Poland, and then Norway are the three main ones, right? There's some stragglers from other places, but like those are probably the three main places.
Boom, there you go. You now You punch your ticket
Punched his
ADCC.
ticket.
How did that feel?
Bro, I was hyped. Yes. I couldn't wait to get to the club. I'll be honest. I was ready to get drunk.
Wait.
I was.
Well, dude, one of the
This is
funny
the Ray Lewis. It's a man's game tonight. That's all I was saying the whole time.
one of the funniest parts of this trials is like you could even see it during your final there. Tommy's just in the background just pounding beer.
Slamming beer.
It's so funny. Like, dude, when I saw that, I was like, bro, I got to get over to Europe.
Have you
Go
partied
to
with?
this trials.
You partied with him before?
No, I've never partied with Tommy. Probably crazy time.
It's a good one.
Heck
Good
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I would recommend. Yeah, like these are my teammates here. This is my professor here as well. So that's pretty sick. And then Jack is my main trainer partner from London. He's another 66er. He's had some good matches with some good guys for sure. So he's like also quite high level. He's like gives me all the good reactions. Like definitely he's up there with like some of the best guys from the UK for sure.
Should we put it in a Zin to celebrate? We're kind of addicted to Zins now
Back on the Zin train?
since we
You're a Zinner.
Are you
yes.
a Zinner?
since we hung out
This
with
isn't
Nicky
really a
Ryan.
UK thing. There was a little
On?
bit. No. I was on some mints for a bit. I'm not a Zin guy.
Get in there, dude.
You want to?
We're a Zin podcast.
Nicky Ryan swears by it, dude. We're all.
But he swears by a lot of things, and he doesn't really win much. So.
Oh, man.
I'm joking.
All right.
But he gets injured all the
It's-
time.
it's sort of
Maybe it's
my
the
thing.
Zins. If I get injured now, I'm blaming the Zin for sure.
Yeah, I would too. I'm not actually doing this. I fake put it in. I didn't actually put it in, Mom.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, my mom. We did the Zens with Nicky Ryan. I don't know if you saw that podcast, but we like. brought him
Yeah, I
on
saw.
and
He had
did
like
Zens.
fucking
Yeah.
huge.
And
Zins.
yeah, my mom was real mad at me. She like texted
Why are
me.
you putting that in?
Yeah,
She's
I
not
know.
gonna
I was like,
watch
Mom,
this
it's like
one.
a funny joke thing. I'm
She's
like,
not gonna
you know.
watch this one.
Yeah, and
My
she's
dad's
like,
about, why are you addicted to nicotine? What's wrong with you?
yeah.
Like,
So
I mean, footballers swear by this as well. I know, like, not American footballers, like soccer players. Sorry.
yeah. If you're gonna be American, dude, you gotta start
got
getting
it.
some of these terms
I'm
right.
sorry, I'm
Soccer.
sorry. Soccer, yeah.
I don't know what the hell 35
Joggers.
degrees is or what
Like,
that could ever mean.
I actually don't know what that is in
Yeah.
Fahrenheit. I should probably find out.
Yeah, I don't,
The
probably
only thing I
like
know,
100.
kilos and pounds is the only thing I'm getting good at, like translating.
I like the Eeg though. That was a good.
Eeg.
You called somebody an Eeg.
Yeah.
A neek.
Neek?
Oh, neek. Yeah. Neek's a good one.
What's a Neek?
A neek is like a nerd and a geek mixed together.
Oh, a Neek.
What's
Okay.
like the hippest UK slang that we should start using?
The hippest.
Ooh,
Yeah.
give
The
us
only
coolest
one,
shit.
I don't know, maybe not the cool. The only one that's translated a lot is in it.
in it.
And
I've had PJ Barch saying in it. I've had Andy Rella saying in it. Because in it's kind of just like, it just flows into sentences quite well, you know?
Yeah. Well, you kind of use it in like just like a way of agreement, right? Like
Yeah, innit?
Yeah, like I was like, well, I'm treating you like a little Tinder baddie right now, sending you an Uber, and you're like, in it? Feel like a bad beat.
Like a bad V in it. It's crazy. Yeah, it's sick.
Do you have an American accent?
What
You
about
worked on that
y'all?
at
You
all?
could say
No,
y'all.
y'all. We don't say that's American, no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're trying to
y'all.
become American. I'm just trying
Yeah.
to help you out.
Sorry, yeah.
That's like pretty
y'all.
Texas.
What's up, y'all?
Try it out.
What's up,
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe say like,
y'all?
don't mess with Texas.
Don't mess with Texas, y'all.
You gotta say it with a little more like, a little more cowboy.
More oomph.
Or
Yeah.
draw.
Cowboy. You got to do it first, and I'll try and copy it.
You get it.
Hey, don't mess with Texas.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Like,
You were spooked a little?
Now,
yeah, a little bit.
y'all better start acting right, and you better not mess with Texas.
I cannot do that.
Ray's got
You
his
just do it.
farm boy roots.
You just
Yeah.
did a Jacob Couch.
Yeah, I'm from
impression.
Kansas, so I'm
Yeah,
from
yeah.
like the middle of America.
Y'all better stop playing around here, man. That's the one I got.
I don't know if that's it, but
I've not got it, bro.
I
I'm
think
not
you
an
nailed
accent
it,
guy. You
yeah.
know who's an accent guy? Taylor Pearman, bro. You,
Oh,
you
really?
got to get him to do this. You
Oh.
got to get him to do a couple impressions.
dude, when
Personally.
we were in London and
I'm good at many things. Impersonations is not one.
after that training session at London Grapple, we were like getting on the tube or something. I don't know what
Yeah,
it
we're getting on
was.
the
It was
tube. It's the tube.
above ground.
It's train. We
Okay,
on
we were on
the
the train.
overground, right? The Southwest
Yeah,
Rails.
but
Shout out.
you pulled up that photo of Taylor Pearman on his.
Oh my
smooth
God,
comp.
the little-
Taylor Pearman has this photo. Everyone go Google.
yeah, you
Taylor,
passed it around.
Yeah, Taylor Pearman smooth comp. He has this photo of him, and whenever they showed it to me, like Owen kept being like, "No, look at this photo, and I was like, "Well, I don't get the joke. Like, you guys switched it to like this little girl as his photo, and then Taylor Pearman's like, he's like, I'm gonna try my UK accent, Taylor Pearman impersonation. He went, "Oh, you taking a piss out of me? Oh, you taking a piss out of me? You taking a piss out of me, innit?"
Were you?
No, I didn't know what he was
Bro,
saying. I was confused.
he
He was
looks-
like, "That's me for real," and I was like, "No way, dude. Stop
He
messing
looks
with
like
me."
a little emo girl, bro. He's got like long black hair that's coming like down across.
It's
his
pretty
face,
bad.
Yeah.
bro. And he's like kind of chubby. Oh, it's
Yeah.
great. I show that to everyone.
But I mean, that
Trey
dude
showed
won
us all,
trial.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
know what
showed
happened?
everybody.
This is why they went on this smooth comp. Basically, he couldn't sign up for ADCC because in Europe it's like super weird. You got to do like some PayPal and then pay the rest in cash. It's kind of weird system where you have to like bank transfer weirdly. So he couldn't do it. So he asked Jack Sear to do it. So me and Jack Sear together, and I have this photo on my phone. Right? We go on his thing. We were thinking about so many things. We were like changing his team. Or like so we thought the most like the least damage is just change his profile picture. So he changed it to that photo, and he didn't even realize like the day of ADCC, and it was too late to change it. So,
Brutal.
yeah.
I mean, I would guess if he doesn't know how to sign up to do trials, he
It
probably
sounds
doesn't,
complicated.
probably doesn't know how to change his smooth comp
Bro,
photo.
it's kind of hard.
Yeah, fair enough. I
Signing
guess,
up
I
to
don't know.
trials in the European trials, bro. The first time I did it, I was like, "What is going on?" I was like, Why can I not just pay it with my card?" You kind of have to like half sign up and then like send the money by bank transfer to some random Polish bank account, and like the Croatian one was better. The second trials, it was easier to sign up to. I think they did like PayPal, but the first couple trials, it was so hard to sign up to. You had to like send it to some random bank account. I was like, this is long.
Yeah, I think like I don't even know if the rest of the jiu-jitsu world feels like this, but I guess just me personally as a fan, I have this like weird like lore around the European trials that I just like really like it for some reason because for one, it's always in a random like kind of isolated place.
We for sure got to go next time.
Like I want to go for sure.
Like that shit looks fun.
Hopefully, I don't have to do it. So I
It's
can
just true.
just
Yeah.
be drunk.
But it's just like it's like isolated in Croatia, and like when people describe it to me, it's like in a place where there's nothing else around. Like I can't remember who was telling me. Maybe it was like Taza or someone was like, yeah, there. It's like I thought, or maybe it was Ash Williams was like, I thought I would get there and like get some food, and then I was like, oh shit, there's only a gas station, like a convenience.
This is the one in
store.
Poland, right? Yeah.
Maybe so, yeah. And he
bro,
was like,
it
I just was
literally-
drinking milk. He was like, I was
literally
drinking.
some random sports hall in like the middle of nowhere, no food, no nothing around. The Croatian one was alright. There was like a couple supermarkets and stuff around, and like their weigh-in was in like a hotel. I think the weigh-in for the Polish one was in like some random room or something like this. It was crazy.
Yeah, because I think it was Ash talking about that one then, because he was basically just like, yeah, I just bought like a gallon of milk and like some cookies or something, and I'm just like pounding that between my matches trying to get. So it's like I feel like Americans have like we obviously go to the West and East Coast trials and it's sick, like it's so chaotic,
I've heard it's
so
pretty good.
crazy. Like you should check it out for
Wow.
sure. Like just as a fan, it's like crazy to see, but I feel like it doesn't compare to the chaos that I feel like ensues at European trials, mainly because you guys do it in one day. Also,
I hope they
That's
change
such a big difference.
This is Mo, please. 2 days.
He's in Austin right now. Go find him.
I will. I'm gonna see him at who's number one.
Yeah.
I'll go up to him and be like, brother, just 2 days. I beg. My first match was 9:30. My last match was 8 p.m.
That's insane, dude.
Bro, that is a full day.
War of attrition.
I literally
man.
had to
Damn.
like, I had a match, 2 hours wait. I had to go up, like completely switch off, fall asleep, get back up, have a match. Your first 3 matches, like 2 hour wait, 2 hour wait, 2 hour wait, 10-minute wait, 10-minute wait, 10-minute wait. Because there's way less competitors now, right? So the higher up you get, thankfully for the final, they have to like move all the mats, set up all the cameras, so you have time to kind of get yourself set up and ready. So that was kind of nice for sure.
But like you're still just isolated in this room in Poland. Like it's
Yeah.
not like you can go. You know what I mean? So
I just sent my friends to go get me some food and snacks and like some.
Oh, yeah.
I was like bananas, Lucozade, Gatorade for you guys, I think.
yeah, what do you call it?
Lucozade. It's different. It's a completely
Lucozade?
different brand, but it's like it's the
Man,
Gatorade of
you got to get these American terms down.
Gatorade of. No, but it's different. It's a different drink, but it's like the Gatorade.
Yeah, you
of
could hit
the
like,
UK.
hey, could y'all go get me a Gatorade?
Bro, Gatorade's pretty fire.
For sure.
Pretty fire. I've actually it's my new favorite drink.
I've been meaning to ask you. I feel like the Melon Gatorades, they've like discontinued them
Yeah.
recently. I haven't seen them.
I haven't seen them either. So we're big on. Have you ever had a melon?
Big Melon Gatorade guys.
So it's this real nice process of getting a melon Gatorade. All right, I'll try to break it down to you so that you can kind of live vicariously through this story. I guess sometimes when you go to a gas station, you see the wall of Gatorades right there. You know, you've probably seen it in America.
A lot of it.
When you look, there's an orange one. You're like, orange Gatorade, dude. I don't really want an orange Gatorade. But then you look a little closer and you're like, oh, that tint is a little dark.
It's a little deeper
It's a little
orange.
deeper orange. You know, it's like I can see a story in that orange. And you look closer and you realize it's a melon Gatorade. Melon is the best Gatorade by far, dude.
fire.
So not only is
Hands
it
down.
it's nice to drink, but the fact that you get that little surprise of thinking it's an orange turned into a melon, and you're like, I just hit the jackpot, mofos, dude.
there's
Freaking
nothing like
sound
it.
the alarm,
There's nothing
dude.
like it,
Let the people know, dude. And usually whenever you grab it, people start cheering and alarms go off in the gas station, and they're like, you found the melon, dude. You
I need
found
this
the melon.
experience. I need to-
Dude, it's incredible.
Is it
So-
here in Texas? There's someone
Oh
else?
yeah, dude.
I haven't seen it.
Maybe we'll go and try to find one with
Bro,
you after this.
We need to go
But-
shooting as well.
Yeah,
I'm holding you to this.
wanna shoot?
I want to shoot.
Oh,
something.
heck,
I forgot I told you to do that.
Corey's our shooting.
Corey's
guy.
our resident
Let me shoot.
guy.
Corey's our
for
shooting
sure.
guy.
Let me shooting.
What kind of setup could you get Owen hooked up with at the range?
I don't know.
Don't want to out
He's
yourself.
gotta
You know
shoot
what
like
we
an
should
ant.
do? We
Listen.
should rent a 50 cal.
Listen, I'm sick. I'm telling you now.
You just
Done it
stick with
once.
the gun.
You're
Done it
dirty?
Once, I could have been a school shooter for sure. Accurate, bro. People thought I was American. The way I was hitting the balls out, I was like, damn.
People thought I was American.
They were like, right.
Yeah.
I shot my first gun in South Africa. I shot like an AK and a pistol. Taylor did it as well. Taylor shot the AK, missed every single bullet. I hit all but one, all on target.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
so you
just-
might be an American after all.
Bro,
Little Texas boy
in
over
the
here.
roots.
Yeah.
Maybe a little Georgia boy. Who knows?
Yeah, for sure. We got to get you. We'll get you to the range. You're in Austin the entire time, or you going to
I'm
different
in Austin.
places?
Heck yeah, dude.
I'm
That's
staying in the
that's a sick
Airbnb.
video.
I'm
Owen.
staying in an Airbnb with Joseph, Kenta, and Dima.
What a crazy crew right there. What's going down in that house?
A lot of arguments.
Yeah, over
Guys have
over what?
tasers and
Which
stuff in
technique
that
is
house?
better? J-cup
jiu-jitsu,
passing.
food.
or-
I don't know. They be debating about jiu-jitsu and I just playing Warzone, just listening.
Yeah.
Half the headphone off, just hearing the tism talk. I'm like, oh, they're arguing again.
Yeah.
This technique,
J-cup versus leg pin.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
like, I don't know, dude. I'm just
Bro,
big and strong.
I
I
genuinely-
thug my way out of it.
I'd be hearing them talk about jiu-jitsu and I'm like, what even is that? They'd be like random names for everything and I'm like, it's just a leg drag. Like, why are you? Because it's slightly different, has a completely different name. I'm like, this is too much for me, bro. It's too much thought process. I'm just keeping it simple,
Just take
make
the
it
bag and
digestible
go.
for people, and that's it. They're like, sometimes they overcomplicate things, you know? Like, I think Dana does this a lot, right? He uses like loads of big words and stuff like this. I'm like, oh, bro, just be simple. Just nice, short words, nothing crazy.
Yeah. I'm into that, dude. I'm into the simplified freaking. It's smooth brain,
Make
bro.
Yeah, Mika's
Yeah.
like, Mika's very accurate, doesn't talk too much. And then Mikey's talking about the ASISs and controlling this part of the hip and this shoulder, but I'm like, oh, bro, it's too much.
I think there's a certain appeal about the Ruotolos like that as well.
Oh, bro, I've heard this, yeah.
They obviously like.
They just throw shit.
Just do
but-
nogi and a
and,
gi.
and it's like they have this underlying like technical knowledge probably greater than most people who have
Yeah,
ever done
yeah.
jiu-jitsu.
They've trained
But they're-
from like 4 years
Exactly.
old, right?
They innovated moves since they were little kids. Like they were like, yeah, I'm Cade and I just invented this move with my brother and I wanted to show you guys, you know, like
Yeah,
as
they're
like a
pretty sick.
4-year-old. So it's like obviously they have it, but they don't need to impress anybody with it. They're like, nah, bro, just out alpha him. Like
Just
when they coach
DOS
each other-
him, bro.
Yeah.
Just jump on his
When
head.
they're in the corner, it's so sick listening to them coach each other because they're like, nah, bro, big dog him now. He knows.
Just alpha him.
But this
Just
is
alpha.
this is my favorite corner. I have a guy called Iggy, bro. You can hear him at trials every match. He has the loudest voice ever. Like it projects like crazy. Bro, I like him a lot, but he's not good at jiu-jitsu, right? He's a blue belt. He's getting better, but like he's not technical. But he'll just be shouting like,
Yeah.
up. He's just screaming at me. I'm like, rah, Iggy's loud.
Sometimes
You
that's
just want
what
somebody
you need
to-
to hear, right? Like beat him up. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you just want somebody to
Sweep that
gas
motherfucker. Sweep him. I'm like, all right, I'm coming up now.
I guess I will. I guess I will sweep him.
I guess I will leg lock him, huh?
Yeah. Thanks, coach.
Yeah,
That
sick.
was like West Coast Trials, Pixley in the final. Heath Pedigo, obviously in his corner, a great coach and stuff. And I feel like he's the guy who knows what his athletes need, and he turned that on for Pixley. He was just like, nah, throw all that shit out the window, Pixley. Beat him up right now. Just beat his ass
Who
up.
cares about jujitsu
Yeah,
technique? Just
yeah.
whoop his ass
Yeah,
right
and
now.
I was
bro.
like, damn, that is.
I wish I was there
hard.
for that. That's sick.
Like
Super sick.
that can be distracting, right? Like getting technical advice when you're trying to like, no, I'm trying to do this thing, and like you're coming in with, no, get the frame inside and then do this and then do that. I want to hear beat him up. I want to
Yeah,
hear, like,
yeah, for
you're
sure.
better than him.
Because I feel like I trust my technique enough.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
I shouldn't
at
need
this point.
technical advice. Right? If they're lower belts, you kind of need to give them more advice, like underhooks and stuff like this. But like, you don't need to give Cade Tolo advice on how he does jiu-jitsu, right? He knows how he does jiu-jitsu. You just kind of need to give him motivation to like commit to things and like, it's there, you can go for it. Like the match with Mika, I think you hear Ty's like when Mika goes to the bear trap and like Ty's like, it's there, dive on it. He dives on the heel, can catch him, right? He didn't say, oh, try catch it, because it also tells them what you're going for, right?
Hip. Like he didn't say like.
Because it also gives them, if I'm listening and he's like, oh, now he's going to go for this, I'm going to start defending, right? Whereas it's there, go for it. And he just like slams on the heel. I'm like, yeah, nice, sick.
For sure. Look at this, Owen. You see what's right here on the table?
Yeah, dude. I'm like floating to the.
Reed
Yeah.
Big Dogs just acts like he wants to pop Zins and then he takes it out immediately.
I'm about to take mine out.
I
a
took it out, bro.
You can take it
I was
however
like
you want.
floating up to the ceiling.
Yeah.
You buzzing off of it? How do you feel?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I was buzzing, bro.
Yeah, it's not my first time doing nicotine.
Oh
Yeah.
man, he was trying to. We caught you like we caught
No,
Corey. Corey
no,
also
no.
like, oh no, I've never done.
I don't do
that."
Zins now,
Yeah.
but when I was younger, I was doing probably worse things than Zins, to be fair. now
Sick.
I've drifted away from this stuff. Yeah, but like a cigarette hits way harder than a Zin hits, you know?
Do you think going back? I guess we only got 5 minutes left here, but just a quick last question for you, and we'll look at your division just real fast.
Oh, yeah.
But
Stacked.
do you think that kind of aspect of just being like, just beat him up kind of applies a little better in no-gi versus gi? Because in the gi, sometimes I do think people need that like, hey, grab the left collar and the right pant, and then you can move. Where no-gi, it's like sometimes you can just like you can thug out of it, like you
For
said.
sure, but I also definitely think it's who's in your corner, you know?
Yeah.
Like when Jax is in my corner, I train with him 4 or 5 times a week. It's like we train a lot and we've trained a lot together. He knows how I do jiu-jitsu, right? if some guy who I've never trained with is in my, if like the Mendes bros, right? They're super good at jiu-jitsu and they're very good in the corner. But if he's in my corner, he doesn't know how I do jiu-jitsu, right? So he'll give me technical advice for how he thinks he should do something there, but I might do something completely different, right? Like he might, pressure pass, chest, but I don't do chest, right? So it's like that advice is kind of useless for me, you know? So it's like kind of knowing what your athlete does is also important. Giving them like advice for them rather than advice for like anyone, you know? It's definitely individual for sure.
Gotcha. So real quick before we go, we won't look at your division. We can get you to do a full division breakdown for us sometime. I think that'd be pretty sick. But
Stacked division here.
this is the pretty loaded division. Honestly, it's going to be unreal. But I do want to ask you real quick, specifically about this WNO we have June 20th.
Yes.
We're going to have a couple guys in your division fighting for the featherweight championship, Diego Pato and Fabricio Andre. What do you think about that match? How do you kind of see it playing down?
I would love for Fabricio to do some cool shit, maybe like flying triangle or something this, but at the minute, Pato is looking pretty saucy. He's very good at like, he's kind of developed a lot of these leg entanglements, all these aspects. Like he had the win over Dante Leon, which is pretty impressive. He's looking quite good on bottom, right? But Fabricio's always someone who could like, you could never count him out, you know? He can always just like switch it on like that, hit crazy submissions. But I think it's gonna be a very fun match to watch. It's always weird for Fabricio, right? I feel like when he cuts weight in Brazil, he knows what he's doing. He knows his surroundings. Hotter.
The food's just different here too.
Yeah, bro. Trying to make weight here is way harder because everything's like so processed and so like factory made. It's like you have to eat even less than if you're in like these like countries like Brazil, even the UK, right? Like the food's still way more like farm based rather than like everything's like just been pumped with.
Bro, when I go to Brazil, I put on 10 pounds of muscle just from eating the
Just from
rice
acai,
and
yeah?
beans, bro.
Acai and Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing down there, but I get jacked as hell. I come back, my girlfriend loves me.
Yeah,
dude.
she
She's
must
like,
be gassed.
damn, who's this guy? Freaking get
Yeah.
over here. But
It's pretty
so
sick.
we're gonna see you on Who's Number One again. You got any
sir.
matches you're trying to get in there?
I'm trying to get a little match with Diogo Hayes. He's the one I want. He's definitely, I mean, like he's the previous ACC winner. I'm sure everyone wants to match with him, but he also beat two of my friends. He beat Shea Montague in the last Who's Number One, and he also beat Jack Sear before, who's two of the guys who have fought him. So I'd love to get those matches back, like get wins for them. And also he's like, I think it's a good match for me. You know, he's like definitely one of the highest level guys, and I'm very confident I could beat him. So that's a good match for sure for me. And I want to take out the baby shark, have some stew, you know, cook up some shark meat.
You think your game matches up well?
Yeah, I think it's definitely like stylistically, I think it's good for me for sure. And I would love to just like wrestle with him for a little bit. He'd probably take me down, but it'd be good fun to like kind of just feel what he feels like in competition, like play around with someone who's obviously won ADCC, so know what their level's like as well, you know?
Yeah, so I mean, we might get that match. This
who knows,
ADCC.
yeah.
Who knows? You know,
Who knows?
former
Yeah, we matched
champion,
ADCC.
European trials winner. That
That's
could
what I'm
be
saying.
it.
That could be a match for sure.
sure.
Also, who else saw who's number one? It's the Ethan Corbett, right?
Yeah, Ethan Krelson versus DeAndre Corby. Another couple guys in your division.
That would be pretty sick. Yeah, I think Ethan's very good, and I also think Corbet's very good, right? I think the thing with Corbet is he's like kind of like a low key one, you know? He's kind of like, if you're in 66 and you like follow the division, you know he's very good. He's high level, but like he's not very well known, you know? So it'll be a tough match for Ethan. I'd probably say Ethan's gonna win just because stylistically I think it's a good match for him. But I definitely don't think it's gonna be submission. I just think it's gonna be like a decision match. But it could go either way in my opinion. But I'd probably say Ethan's gonna take this one.
Yeah, so luckily we're going to see this one go down just in a couple days now. You know, it's on the horizon. I think you said you'll be there, right, watching and stuff. So that'll be sick. Maybe we'll try to get you in the mix a little bit.
Yeah, bro. Get me on the mic, bro.
Give this dude a mic. Let him go
the mic.
crazy. The Conor McGregor of jiu-jitsu over here, Owen Jones. But Thursday, June 20th, this one's going down on Who's Number
This is
One.
a sick card, bro.
Super sick, dude.
Bunch of good
Cannot
matches.
wait. I wish I was on it.
I wish you were on it too, honestly.
At times, it's what it is. We'll be on the next one.
That's
we'll get
right.
On there. We'll get on there.
That's right. But for sure, we're going to be seeing you soon. ADCC, August 17th, 18th,
Yes,
T-Mobile Arena, dude. It's going to be unreal.
You gotta go shooting.
Shooting.
Yep.
That'll be a video, right?
We got
That'd
some.
be a sick video.
We're gonna be making some Owen Jones content, I think, leading up to this ADCC.
Right.
We got a video still, a vlog from London to drop with you. That was
People
gonna
are
be
gonna
sick.
see the
We're gonna get to see a little bit of your
lifestyle,
living
huh?
arrangement.
Yeah, the living arrangement. We'll keep it a little secret, huh?
Yeah, we'll keep
let
it
the people know.
for sure, bro. But
Little pedago in there.
yeah, exactly. But we're gonna also, got to make that shooting video, all that. So thanks for coming on, Owen. Great having you. It's great hearing you talk about this stuff. Like I said earlier, man, it's like, I think it is always surprising hearing you, how well you speak about this stuff, how well you know all these guys and can kind of like dissect the games and stuff. So it's great having you on. Great talking with you.
Yeah, thank you. I can't wait, bro. ADCC is gonna be a scrap, gonna be a war. Hopefully, I take that gold.
Let's go, dude.
Pretty sick.
Anything you want to plug? Where can people find you? Where can they follow you?
The Instagram's Owen Jones BJJ. Got the instructions BJJ Fanatics. We got the reverse close guard, and then the outside passing. Obviously, I have the best reverse close guard in jiu-jitsu. Nobody else.
There we go. All right. If you're in the know, then you know what he's talking about there. But no comment from over here.
No comment.
Hey, I'll just say this: we're a big reverse close guard podcast. I hit this entry.
we talk about it every podcast.
We really do. I don't know why.
Bro, it's definitely like even if it's not to finish people, it's definitely a great controlling position. You know? Like, I don't feel like there's much positions where you can really secure people, but I think reverse close guard and close guard are things where you can keep people secure, right? I think these are important. Even chaining at different leg entanglements and stuff, this is quite important, right?
I feel like you confuse everybody with reverse close guard.
For sure, yeah, 100%.
If you just need to, like, if you're kind of getting beat up or whatever, you know, for a hobby.
Bro, if you're tired, bro,
Yeah.
if your cardio is not
Reverse close
good,
guard.
if your cardio is not good, bro, and you feel like you're getting beaten up, just slap that boy in reverse close guard. He can't go nowhere.
100%. You met Ray. He's one of our executives here. He's like in charge of all the films and stuff at Flow Sports. I put him in reverse close guard, and he kind of know what to do. He rolled over. I ended up on top. I was just sitting on his chest, butt right in his face, dude. Oh, got his ass, bro.
Yeah, got it.
Nothing
Got his
better
ass.
than that, dude. I don't even know if I won the round, but I won the round.
Oh, you won the round. Bro, that's 4 points ADCC. That's all I'm saying.
True. All right. Well, thanks for coming on.
Pleasure.
Thank you to everybody at home watching the ADCC update show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hope you guys enjoyed hearing a little more about Owen Jones. We'll see you guys in the next one. But remember, WNO 24 going down June 20th, and then August 17th and 18th, T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's all going down the big show, baby. So we'll see you guys in the next one.